Welcome to day one of the Finding Focus course. I wish I had more time seems to be one of the sentences most uttered by today's executives, entrepreneurs, and career-driven employees. Time is the ultimate commodity of our lives, and in contrast to money, it can never be replenished once it is spent. But we all have plenty of time. Every one of us. What many of us are lacking is the focus to spend the time on what matters. In contrast, we spend a lot of time on things that do not matter because we are constantly distracted. This course shall help you to find focus by giving you one assignment each day to foster your ability to focus and to eliminate distractions. The assignments will build on each other, often repeating yesterday's task and adding something on top. By doing what matters with more focus, you will start to see how much time you actually have in your life. As a consequence, finding focus does not only mean being able to concentrate on what you are working on. It means finding your sweet spot by knowing what is most important to work on, setting yourself up for success, and with this knowledge in mind, being able to work on that with maximum focus. The first and most essential step in finding focus is to decide what it is that you want to focus on. The most important principle is to focus on the right things. This is what is called being effective. There's no point in being focused on the wrong things and doing them as efficiently as possible, such as answering email, if this is not what you should spend your precious focus on. Tony Robbins says that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your questions. So with the right question, you can set yourself up for success. The most effective way of deciding what to focus on, in my opinion, is to use the focusing question from Gary Keller's invaluable book, The One Thing. The question is, what's the one thing I can do right now such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Let me repeat that. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it right now, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? This question achieves a few things. First, it focuses you on one thing that you should be focused on, not several. Second, by focusing on something that makes everything else easier or unnecessary, we focus on the things which have most leverage, such as gaining clarity, hiring someone, or getting an obstacle out of the way. If this question doesn't serve you, try these instead. What are my highest value activities? What can I and only I do that, if done well, will make a real difference? What is the most valuable use of my time right now? After deciding, you should write down your one thing for today on top of your to-do list. Write it down in actionable terms. So instead of writing meeting prep, write prepare agenda and slides for project meeting. So let me give you a brief summary of the key takeaways of today. First, if you want to be more effective and more focused, start by focusing on the most important thing. Use the focusing question. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it right now, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? And then do that thing. So your game plan today is pretty simple. First, ask yourself the focusing question. Then, decide on one most important thing to work and focus on. Write it down in actionable terms at the top of your to-do list, and then do it. This may sound pretty simple, but we will build on these principles in the next lessons. So please, don't be the person who doesn't take action. Do your one thing today to build the habit of finding focus. And I'll see you tomorrow.